They have added a lot of new changes coming for the upcoming season of Rainbow Six Siege. Stay with me to the end as I explain and also break down everything that they announced in this freaking talk show, because I am telling you, there is some crazy changes coming to the new season and we just have lots to talk about. And also, before I begin, I just want to say thank you once again for the 500 subs. And if you guys love my content, make sure you subscribe, share with your friends, and like for more. But without further ado, let's talk about the new changes coming to Rainbow Six Siege. Let's go ahead and talk about the new shield mechanic, and boy, did they add so much new things for every shield operator in this game. And I gotta say, shield operators were already OP, but with this new update, they're gonna be even more fucking dangerous, and I'm not excited for this myself because I don't play shield operators. I am fucking scared of them. First things first that they added was that they're now able to ram barricades. Back then, before the new season that's coming up, you would have to vault over a barricade without any shield cover whatsoever, but now you can actually just ram through the barricade with your shield still put on to protect your head from any headshots incoming. Another thing that they added is that you can now reload as you go with your shield still on you, so you can still have protection even though you're reloading. The only time you're not defensive is whenever you're attacking and whenever you take out that pistol and you start shooting at them. Another thing that they added is that if shield operators are getting shot at by any defensive operator, they can no longer sprint. So this means for you defensive players out there that are playing defensive, make sure you shoot at them at a distance so that way you don't get too close to them, because if you get too close to them, you can get bum rushed, which is pretty crazy to me, but it also gives you damage if you get bum rushed. Then the shield operator has a decision to make whether they want to go ahead and kill you while you're on the floor or just back up and just support their team as a tank. Totally up to the shield operator, whoever's playing them. Another thing that they added is they have this new free look mechanic, which means if you're playing Montang and you want to just look at your peripheral visions, which is like your left, right, wherever, you can now do that with no longer moving the entire shield, which gives the player the comfort of feeling safe and feeling more defensive as they go, which is pretty crazy, man. I'm telling you, this new shield mechanic is gonna be crazy, and I kind of hope it gets nerfed at some point, but we shall see. The team over in Rainbow Six Siege also announced that they have player protection, which now means for returning players, they have to win 5 standard matches before they could even enter the ranked games, which is honestly something that I wasn't expecting, but I guess it totally makes sense. So you can actually be able to play against people in your same rank. Another thing that they announced is that for new players is that they also have to win the 5 standard matches, but they also must have 10 operators on the attacking and defensive side in order to play rank as well. They've also introduced a new system for anti-cheat, so now you can enjoy rank without worrying about any champions in your lobby. And boy, am I excited for this, because I was stuck on freaking silver and I was really hoping to reach gold last season with Tabral, but with this fucking new anti-cheat system, I better hopefully get to gold because I know I deserve gold. So that's going to be exciting to talk about. Another thing that they announced was the locker customization option in the menu. This is a new tab in the menu where you can now manage all your skins all in one place, which is actually pretty great if you ask me. I'm actually quite excited to see how this develops, and also how you can also manage your own skins that you actually like. For instance, you can add items to your favorites list so you can find them faster. So whenever you're like, depending on what situation you're in, whether like you don't like a certain skin on your operator or a certain skin on your weapon, you can now do that just by going simply to the favorites tab, and then you can just switch it to whichever skin you want it to go to. They've also introduced a latest tab which shows your latest item you received, whether it's from an opening pack and for some reason you had an error and you had no idea what you got, because I've gotten that multiple times in the past where I would open a pack, the game crashes, and I have no idea what I received whatsoever. You can actually now do that in the latest tab, and it shows you exactly what you got, which is pretty amazing if you ask me. Now on to the most important thing in this whole video is the ADS system that is now coming to Rainbow Six Siege, and I gotta tell you right now, this is definitely the freaking topic that I wanted to talk about the most, because there's a lot of new changes that they added that definitely makes the game relive itself, and I actually am quite excited for this. So the first thing that they announced is they have removed the 1.5 scope. It has been confirmed, they removed it. They haven't necessarily removed the optic, they just changed it to a different scope area, if that makes any sense. We'll just have to see who's able to access this certain scope. Another thing that they added is that Ashe has now the 2.5 ACOG, which means for those of you old Siege lovers that used to play with Ashe, she used to have the ACOG. Well, guess what? She has the ACOG again, so now you can be more deadly with the ACOG, and you know exactly what you're gonna do with that scope. So there you go, Ashe main. I am not exactly an Ashe main, but because she got the ACOG now, I might want to play Ashe a little bit more, because she is definitely a more aggressive character that I feel like I can practice on. And with the ACOG, I feel like I feel a little bit more confident on the way I play this game. So now they also introduced a new system for each site. Apparently each site has a set of bonuses now. For instance, the laser, the attachment on your gun, used to really not work for any reason. Maybe it gave you a little bit more accuracy back then, but now it actually gives you a 15% speed bonus. But you have to be careful because it's still visible. And if you ask me, I'll definitely equip this 15% speed bonus. It is definitely a boost that you just can't say no to. Like, who won't take the 15% speed bonus? Like, if I were you, I would definitely equip the laser to give you that bonus. Another thing that they added is the angled grip now gives you a 20% reload speed bonus. So all these grips have different bonuses, it just depending on your playstyle and what you want to play and how exactly you want to play in each map, I guess, or depending on the scenario. But if you ask me, I'm probably going to be playing the angled grip because 20% reload bonus, it's quite the area that I really love. Like, I love speed so much, so 20% reload, I feel like I won't waste many time, and it's just gonna help me a lot when it comes to incoming fights that I have to quickly reload, and it's just gonna be a huge help for me. For those of you that don't agree with me, go ahead and comment down in the comments what angle grip you're gonna go with, because the second that they announced is a new one called the horizontal grip. Now this new grip only gives you movement speed bonus. It doesn't give you any ADS bonus, it gives you movement speed bonus. So it gives you the, you know, the ability to move faster, and I think the only people that are gonna benefit from this really are gonna be PC players whenever they're not ADSing. I mean, I don't really see console players really benefiting from this one, but I mean, hey, prove me wrong, you know. The other thing that they also announced is that vertical grip, the original vertical grip, is gonna no longer, like, it's not gonna have any other additional bonus. They're just gonna keep it as it is, where it controls the recoil, which is actually pretty good if you ask me. Another thing that they announced is the player's comfort. They have shown a new projectile that can show you where your item is gonna be landing, depending if you're trying to throw a C4, a Valkyrie cram, some sort of grenade, whatever it is that you're trying to throw. It's gonna now show your projectile that can show you exactly where it's gonna land. And I gotta tell you, this is a great feature that they added, and they were actually very smart about this, because exactly like they said, like when you try to throw a C4 and it lands on top of a freaking roof or top of the window, or it just doesn't necessarily drop where you really need it to drop, and it gets really frustrating, man. So they definitely heard the community there, and they definitely listened, and they have responded to our needs. So shout out to freaking Rainbow Six for that, because dude, it's gonna be a new feature that I'm definitely gonna be adding. But you also have the option to turn it off if you don't like the projectile on your screen. So that's actually a really good thing that they added, that they give you the option. It gives you the power to choose whether you want it or not. I freaking love that. Another thing that they added is the new rappel system. It is now faster to rappel as an attacking operator. Like, it no longer takes so long to freaking like rappel, because if you have runouts at you and stuff like that, you can easily repel, or you can easily get off of it. It just shows you how great that Rainbow are getting like closer and closer to more creative ways on expanding this game and not making it any boring. Because I gotta say, at first I was a little worried of how they were gonna introduce the new character, how they're gonna introduce the way the game is gonna be played. But with all this new things coming to Rainbow Six, I gotta tell you, I'm quite excited. They've also introduced a new training area that now added 5 new maps, and they also added new operators to the mix as well, so you can now practice against AIs on better maps and also get the feeling and the hang of the maps pretty much in general, just so you guys can feel more comfortable. Now the AIs are proving to show they have advanced them, and they are actually more harder to kill, and it definitely gives you the training that you need before you even enter a ranked match, because if you can handle these damn AIs, I'm telling you, you're gonna be great at rank. Another thing that they added is that they also talked about a new balancing feature for Azami. Now, this is something that I'm not too happy about, because I feel like every time they add a new character, whether it's on the attacking side or on the defensive side, they just overpowered each side for the entire season, and it just kind of pisses me off. But you know, hopefully they'll find a way to actually balance it out. But here's what I'm talking about. So basically, they nerfed Azami. Her Kiba parriers can now take bullet damage, which means depending on the gun, it can actually be destroyed by, I believe, 26 bullets they announced, or even 3 shotgun shells, or even an AR-15. Like, it's so crazy how the Kiba barriers are now being able to take damage. I do think that Azami is going to keep all 5 kunais with her still, because they're taking damage. So I don't think they announced anything about like reducing her kunai count, which is pretty okay, I guess. And I guess it was pretty overpowered when it comes to not being able to take any bullet damage whatsoever. So it'll be exciting to see how Azami players play now, because they're gonna have to use their Kiba barriers more tactical and more smart, because in all honestly, if you just throw them anywhere and they get destroyed, what then? You then have no defense whatsoever. So you better make sure you use the Kiba barriers like smart, bro. They've also introduced that the LMGs will now slow operators down. So if you're playing like Capital's LMG Gridlock, you now move slower with the LMGs. Now this is something that I'm actually happy about, because LMGs were actually pretty powerful. Like, I mean, dude, you could play Ram and have her LMG out and just like go the same speed as anyone else's that has 1 speed, you know what I'm saying? Or even Gridlock and not have any reduction speed whatsoever. So it's crazy that they've now added this, but they also said that the LMGs are going to have better recoil. So I think, in all honestly, that's a perfect balancing point, which makes the operator not too powerful, because they're slowing them down, but they do have better recoil. So you better watch out for LMG users out there. Now, without further ado, you guys were probably waiting for this part, but we're going to talk about the new operator that they introduced. His name is Deimos. Deimos is definitely an operator I was not expecting at Rainbow Six at all. And I'll tell you something, dude. I've only started playing Rainbow Six Siege when the La Casa de Papel featured on it, and Hibana and Vigil got that cool skin from the TV show. That is the only reason why I even got into the game. And dude, I can't even remember when that came out, but it's been quite a long time since that came out. And I gotta tell you, Deimos is pretty deadly, bro. His ability is a small drone that detects enemies from anywhere in the map, as long as they've been marked by any drone. So you could be in the prep phase and you could be droning into the building and seeing where the point is, the bomb is. And as long as you marked the defenders, no matter what, as long as they're marked, even if it's a cav who's just roaming anywhere. And that's the thing about the meta today with Rainbow, is that most of the defenders are roamers. So this is definitely going to be scaring roamers and showing roamers to make smarter decisions, because they're going to be tracked by Deimos drone, which is pretty crazy. Now the thing about this is that Deimos is the only one that can reveal them and see where they are. But if you are 5-stacking with your friends, if you have that good communication and good callouts like a champ, then dude, you could be a deadly team with Deimos. But if you're solo queuing, I'll tell you this right now, I don't think Deimos is a good player for solo queuing unless you're an absolute fucking beast on like hunting down people and just fucking killing them one by one, because it's crazy as how Deimos' ability works. He's basically is a Jackal 2.0, as I heard other people in the comments, which is pretty funny. But yeah, he really is a Jackal 2.0. It's so crazy. He can cycle through any target. So for instance, if he sees a target that is a little bit further, or he doesn't want to go for that certain target, he can just go for another target. Like, I recommend Deimos mains to definitely go out for the roamers. So this is like Valk, this is Cav, you know, Brown, Solis. Like, it's so crazy how you can just cycle through each operator as long as they've been marked, dude. Like, I am so excited to even try Deimos, and I hope I can buy the battle pass so I can play it and also stream it for you guys, and also just make another YouTube video on how I express my thoughts and opinions and how he should be played. But without further ado, he could also cancel his ability in the middle of tracking. So when he cancels his ability, he will no longer be seen by the defender. So you gotta be careful and pay attention to your screen, because he can track you, and as long as he sees you for 1 second, he can instantly cancel it, and without you even having any idea whatsoever what's going on. So you definitely want to keep an eye on your screen that tells you, like, oh shit, I'm being scanned, where is Deimos? Because they will scan Deimos as well as it's gonna scan you. So in a way, it's kind of balancing. Like, I wish Jackal kind of had something sort of like Deimos, where whenever Jackal is, scanning someone's footprint, it shows his location as well, so that way it's fair for the defender side. But you know what? It is what it is. So when it comes to his weaponry, his arsenal, his primaries options are going to be the AK-74M and the M590A1. The shotgun is definitely going to be better for rotates and just better for like quick scopes and around the corner shots, just depending on your play style there. But then he has his secondary, which is going to be his personal weapon, the 44 Vendetta, which comes as a really nice clean scope, if you ask me. Now, I'm gonna tell you this, that freaking Magnum, it looks pretty dope. And I'm not even a Magnum lover. Hold on, pause, that sounded kind of wrong. What I mean is, I'm more of a like Glock, like any other pistol. I just don't really like Magnums whatsoever, because they're just 6 shooters. But with the 44 Vendetta, it actually looks pretty promising, and it makes me want to try it out. So comment down in the comments if you guys are going to be getting Deimos just because of his freaking secondary. Let me know. He also comes with the options of frags or hand breach, depending on the playstyle, of course. He is a 2 health and 2 speed operator. He definitely will have counters. For example, Tobrow can easily just throw a frost canister on himself, and he will be invisible to Deimos' drones. So you definitely want to be saving those frost canisters for yourself, at least one of them, if you're going to be tracked by Deimos. Also, Vigil is definitely going to be a new operator that I believe is going to have a higher pick rate this season, simply because Vigil's new buff that he can still be invisible while running and reinforcing. He can definitely counter Deimos as well, but the only thing is that I believe that they mentioned in that Vigil would have to stay walking, because if he sprints while his ability is on, he'll still be tracked. So if you're playing Vigil, you definitely want to be playing as smart, and you want to try to track down Deimos before he tracks you down. Another thing that they announced was a new appearance, which is pretty awesome. They announced Jinxie made an appearance, and I gotta say, my boy Jinxie made it to Rainbow Six. Like, it's crazy, man, that they finally acknowledged him, because he definitely has given like the game so much. Like, thanks to him, a lot of people even play Rainbow Six. He made the game relive itself, and I do believe that they owe Jinxie a lot. So the fact that they gave them an appearance shows that they definitely acknowledge him for who he is, and I hope to see more appearances of Jinxie in the upcoming futures for Rainbow Six Siege. Now, the last thing that they introduced was Ying is gonna have a new Elite skin coming out, which is pretty exciting. I was really hoping it was going to be a little bit different. I mean, to tell you the truth, myself, I don't really look forward for this Ying Elite skin. I mean, if you guys like it, let me know. I mean, I personally don't think it's all that cool. I mean, that's just personally my own opinion, but if you guys actually enjoy it, like, let me know. But that's gonna be it for today's video. I've expressed and talked about everything that's gonna be coming for the new season, bro. I am so excited for this new season that's gonna come out, and I just hope you guys enjoyed my little rundown of what's gonna happen, and as I talked about it, expressed my thoughts, like, I mean, and all honestly, in conclusion, I'm excited to see what's gonna happen. I'm excited to see the new reworks of shields the way how the meta's gonna change and how roamers are now gonna have to play a little bit more safer and rather than less aggressive. So it's just exciting to see, man. And also, just so you guys know, I do stream on Twitch, so make sure you guys subscribe to my other socials. Just click on the description and you guys will be given a list of any other socials that I have, which is Instagram, TikTok, and all that other cool stuff. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today. I really hope you guys enjoyed the rundown, and if you guys have any questions or thoughts, please leave a comment down in the comments down below. And once again, it's been a great pleasure talking about this video, and I'll see you guys till the next episode. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.